Yo, Algebrainiacs! Welcome to the Johnson-Kendra Video Hour.
But it's not an hour.
Hey, alrighty then. We'll try to make it an hour one of these days. Alright, 5-4, dividing polynomials. We're going to have two methods we're going to learn, but we're only learning one today. It's the long division. Part 2 is synthetic division. Synthetic division is man-made. Somebody made up a new rule. Alright, let's review when you did long division in 4th grade.
That's a long time ago.
It's a long time ago, yes. I'm going to write down a little memory device here. It's father, mother, sister, and brother. It rhymes. And it's a way to remember the order that we're going to do things. So father stands for fits into. Mother stands for multiply, sister stands for subtract, and brother stands for bring down. So if you forget what you have to do next, just think father, mother, sister, brother. Alright, now father fits into, let's say 8 fitting into 5. It doesn't quite do that, so then we extend it to 56. 8 into 56 goes 7. Now we have to multiply, that's mother, 7 times 8 is 56.
Sister.
Sister, subtract, we get 0.
Brother.
Now, if there were more numbers here, we would do brother, but brother's left out of this one. Poor brother. Alright, let's try this next one. A little more numbers, a little more complication, but same process. So it doesn't fit into 1, we got to fit it into 14. 5 into 14 goes twice. 2 times 5 is 10. Then we have to subtract. That's our sister. So bring 4 down from the subtraction. Then we have to brother bring down the 3. 5 into 43 goes 8. Multiply, I get 40. Subtract, I get 3. Bring down the 2. 5 into 32 goes 6. 6 times 5 is 30. Subtract, get a 2. Bring down the 1. 5 into 21 goes 4. 4 times 5 is 20. Subtract, nothing else to bring down.
That's called a remainder.
So we put remainder 1.
That's the leftover stuff.
Right.
Alright, now what if there were variables and not numbers? We're not in 4th grade anymore.
No, we're not in Kansas either, Dorothy. We're going to do the same process. You just have to think a little bit differently. Instead of fits into, well, we still want to see how much x fits into this. But to do that, you almost have to think, what do I have to multiply it by? So x times 2x will get us 2x squared. So we're going to multiply 2x times x and subtract, and we get 0. So we're done on that one.
All right, let's put it all together. The whole enchilada.
All right.
There is a polynomial we're going to do with long division. Kind of scary.
Ooh, looks a little rough, but we can do it.
We can totally do it. So what we're going to do is focus only on the first things, and I think that'll simplify it for us a little bit. So,
Father,
right. So we need to ask what x times what would turn it into x squared. That would be an x. Now the next step is mother, which is multiply, and we actually have 2 terms out here. So when you multiply, it's like distributing. You need to multiply to both things. It would be x squared and minus 3x when I do that.
now those first terms should always match, the x squared and x squared. If they don't, then something's messed up.
Okay, the next step is sister,
Subtract.
which is subtraction. Do you notice that I put those parentheses on there?
Yeah.
That's because that minus sign applies to both of these as well. So x squared minus x squared cancels.
Good.
And it always should, or we did something wrong. Now this is the tricky part that a lot of kids forget. We got to do 3x minus a minus. So that's really going to be like plus. It will turn to 6x. That was sister.
Brother.
Brother is bring down. Start it all over again. How do you turn x into 6x? Well, you would multiply by 6. So I'm going to write plus 6 on the top because we're using polynomials. Then multiply to both things. That will be 6x and minus 18.
The 6x's match. That's a good sign.
Yep, now we sister, subtract. Those are gone. This is minus minus. So we are going to end up with a positive 6. That actually is our remainder. And I want to talk about what you can do once you've gotten your answer. Something I'm not going to make you do, but something to multiply the two factors, that was the thing we divided by, and the thing we got with our answer, that's x minus 3 and x plus 6, if we were to multiply those together and then add the remainder, that should get us back to our original polynomial. So if we FOILed that, we'd get x squared plus 6x minus 3x minus 18. And then we would combine like terms. Putting these together, we get 3x. Putting these together, we get minus 12. And this looks just like that.
Perfect.
So a great way to check our answers.
Nice.
All right, let's do another one, polynomial. But this one has something weird going on there.
Ooh. It's missing something.
It is missing something. So if you notice, there is no x squared term. And I want to show you what would happen if you didn't notice this. All right, if we were to set up our division problem with x plus 4 on the outside and x cubed minus 13x plus 12, we would say, how do I turn x into x cubed? That'd be multiplying by x squared. Then I'd multiply to both of these. That is x squared and 4x squared. The next step is subtract, and something bad would happen there.
Yeah.
Oops, x cubed, sorry.
Yep. They don't match. We have x and x squared. We can't subtract them, so something's gone a little haywire.
So what we're going to do to fix that is to use 0 as a placeholder. There is x to the third, there is x to the first, there is no x squared. So when I set this up, don't do the bad way, do the good way, which is to clean it up a little bit.
We need some soap. Clean that up.
All right, x to the third, there are no x squared, so we're going to put 0x squared minus 13x plus 12. Now when I put my x squared on the top and I multiply to both, I will get x cubed plus 4x squared. Put it in parentheses with subtraction on the outside. These match up and cancel. This will be negative 4x squared when I subtract. Brother is dropped down, so that's minus 13x. I'm ready to start all over again. So how do I turn x into minus 4x squared? I need the number and I need another x. So I'm going to now multiply. That will be negative 4x squared, and that will be negative 16x. Put it in parentheses, subtraction on the outside. These cancel out. We end up with positive 3x.
Nice.
And then the last step is to add 12. One more time through. How do I turn x into 3x? That's going to be adding 3. Whoops. Go too far. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 4 is 12. Put it in parentheses. Cancel, cancel. That means remainder of 0.
Oh.
And maybe at this point we should mention, if you ever get a remainder of 0, this means that x plus 4 is a factor. And you may be asked that of the polynomial that we were dividing to begin with.
Kind of like that first problem we did when
Right.
7 times 8 was 56. 8 and 7 are both factors of 56 because there's no remainder. If that was a 57,
Then we'd have a
they
remainder.
would not be
It
factors.
would not be a factor.
Right. So if it's 0 at the end, then those two are like the 7 times 8.
Do we need to write remainder 0 and then 0?
No way.
All right.
Mathematicians are lazy. We don't like to write stuff unless we have to.
All right, I think that's it for long division here.
All right. So long.
See ya.